Yo, what's going on, team? I'm back in the building bringing you guys another movie review. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button, thumbs this video up, and don't forget to share. First things first, before we get into this review, I gotta say this, y'all. When I saw that trailer, you guys all know I was sold. And it wasn't just because I'm a Queen fan, or the music is just that damn good, or the fact that Freddie Mercury is on my top 10 vocals of all time. Nah, that ain't the case. That was a dope trailer. The music had me feeling some type of way. It gave me the tingles and the feels, and I knew deep down inside my heart that this movie was going to be good. With that being said, let's get into this movie review of Bohemian Rhapsody.
And here we go.
Let's talk about story. Let's talk about script. Story. This is a biopic based on the group Queen. Brian May, Roger Taylor, Freddie Mercury, and John Deacon, but shines more light on Freddie Mercury. I believe this movie is to be stated to be based on a true story, but I'm going to say it's based on true events, because you can't really get a based on a true story if the man of the hour is no longer with us. Let's talk about script. I thought this was a good script. It focused on the elements that it needed to focus on. It didn't go too deep into Freddie Mercury's childhood. It didn't go too deep into the homosexual world of Freddie Mercury. It based on the music, and those elements came into the script, and I like the way they did that, because it didn't make the audience uncomfortable in any form or fashion. There was no stale points in this script at all. It was always upbeat. You always got something. You always you were getting information. You were seeing things, and you were understanding where this movie was headed. And I really enjoyed that part of the script. However, there was a downside of the script for me, and it had to do with the remainder members of the group Queen. I felt that the script didn't really focus on them at all. Like, if Freddie Mercury wasn't there, you didn't see him. Like, if Freddie Mercury's here, then the group's here. And then you go Freddie Mercury and he does what he wants to do, and then you see him and his manager, you just keep seeing them. And then when the group comes back into play, Freddie Mercury's there. And I felt that they really did the group kind of grimy in the script, yo. Because I ain't gonna lie, I would've liked to know something, you know, a little bit more about them. I understood things about them, like they was in college, you know, they was starting a band. I get all that. But it was like, I understand it's a biopic, and the script did very well for a 2-hour movie. Because, you know, it has to bounce through, you know, scenes like years, like boom, 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 boom. But it was like, damn, one minute, one dude had 2 groupies. Next minute he was married and he had kids, and then it's like, oh shit, what's going on? You know what I mean? And I felt the script lacked in that element. I felt they should have probably added more time on the movie and gave us a little bit more about the group. But overall, the script was tight. Real talk. Let's talk about casting. Let's talk about acting. The casting was on point. Shout out to the 4 individuals who played the members of Queen. Shout out to Rami Malek, Gwemi Lee, Joseph Mazzalo, and Ben Hardy. Hey, y'all get one of these. I did 4. Phenomenal. And the rest of the cast was also great. The acting was so freaking believable. I felt like I was looking through a viewing glass of the actual events. You know what I mean? Their acting made you believe that they were them. And I loved it. I loved it. Oh my gosh. I loved it. It was so dope watching. And just how it felt like the 60s. It felt like the 70s. It felt like the 80s. It really had those vibes. And you see a lot of biopics nowadays, and most of the time you don't get that. You're like, damn, man, this is kind of weak right here. This is a little weak on this end. And I don't believe this guy. The way he's saying is wrong. And you know, not this movie. The acting was beautiful. I loved it. But I can't just give all the credit to the script and the acting. The director was on point. You guys know I'm not a big fan of Bryan Singer, but Bryan Singer did his thing in this movie. He did his thing in this movie. Now, I know he didn't finish the film. I believe a gentleman by the name of Dexter Fletcher came in and finished the rest of the movie. But those 2 individuals, they both get one of these. I love the directing. The directing was what really captivated the 60s. It captivated the band. It captivated the music, and it made you feel especially at certain points at the end of the film, you kind of felt it. You know what I mean? Even in the very beginning of the movie, when you first get introduced to Freddie Mercury as a youngster, you feel it. I thought the directing was really good, and the way Bryan Singer directed it, you know, he really captured the elements that needed to be captured for a 2-hour film, and I appreciate that, because he could have, you know, Bryan Singer, man, he goes sometime overboard on certain elements, and he starts capturing shit that you don't even care about and doing all that. But this movie, he really kept it at bay. He kept the elements and kept it core to the music. Everything that occurred always drew back to the music. But the only downside of all that was the fact that we never got a full-length song. And I hated that. I hated that in this movie, because when Freddie Mercury sings, you gotta listen. But then eventually you want to start singing with him, because you know the lyrics. And that's how the audience was. We were sitting here listening to him. He's like, I paid my dues. And we're like, okay, time after time. And we all start singing. And then it was over. Like, damn, man, I couldn't even get in my shit, bro. Dang, you killing me, bro. I can't get into it. And I hated that with that part. I didn't like that. I couldn't get into the music. You know what I mean? It took away from it. Because it's like, damn, we starting to really vibe with him. And he's singing the song, and we feeling the passion behind it, because we find out what the songs really meant and who wrote what and everything like that. I really dug that. I really dug that. Oh my gosh, that was tight. And you guys already know the music was phenomenal. Hands down, this is Queen we talking about. This ain't no joke. Pros and cons of this movie. Pros goes to the script. I like the fact that they acknowledged that Queen is not just Freddie Mercury. It is Queen, and they are the reason why we have dope songs. Freddie Mercury did not write all those songs. That was the group that did all that magic, and that's why I think we gravitate to the group so much. And I love that. I love those elements of the script about that part. Like, it really cleared up a lot of bullshit that a lot of people were saying, you know what I mean? Cons, it has to just go to the movie not being long enough. It has to go to not completing the songs. Like, I really wanted that. But besides that, this is a great biopic. Like I said, based on true events. It really gave you a perspective that I think we all needed of Freddie Mercury. You know, we seen things in the movie, and I learned stuff in the movie. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I left the theater, I felt some type of way. And I felt like, I don't want to ruin the film, but watching Freddie Mercury interact with his family, I wanted to be a better father. I wanted to be a better father. I have a daughter and a son. And when I saw his family, I was like, I wish things could have been different for this man. And I want to be, when I left, I want to be a better daddy. Like, I want to be a better father to my kids now. You know what I mean? Put a little extra in there. Maybe if I could just give a little more to my kids. Maybe just a little bit more of me. And I felt that in this movie. I don't know why I did that, man. I don't know why I felt that shit. I felt it though. Real talk. Now let's give this movie a grade. Bohemian Rhapsody. I dug this film. The audience dug this film. I thought the casting was on point. The acting was amazing. The script was good. The directing was on point. It had me feeling some type of way throughout this film from the beginning and end. I actually left like sad but happy. But that music really hurt me because I was ready. I had my lighter. I was ready to go. I was ready to play that shit, put them lighters up, and we was ready to have a ball up in this motherfucking theater. But I didn't get that. I'm going to give Bohemian Rhapsody an A-. I recommend people take a look at this film. It's probably one of the best biopics nowadays. Yes, it doesn't really dive deep into a lot of elements that people are waiting for, but overall, it's about the music. And that's what we come to watch, the music, and a little bit of drama, and a little bit of information. And this film gives you that. I recommend everybody take a look at this movie, y'all. I know people right now asking, hey Jay, are you gonna show your daughter? Unfortunately, I will not be showing my daughter this film at this time because she's too young. Reasons why: because of drugs, homosexual behavior, and life and death AIDS. I'm not ready to explain that to her right now, and I don't think she's ready to take that information in yet. She's only 8. And me and her mother sat down and we thought about it. It was like, you know what? Yeah, she can't really watch this. She can't watch this movie right now. But I will tell you this: I will own this motherfucker on 4K, and when she's ready, we gonna watch this shit as a family, because this is a great movie. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. I keep that shit 100. Thumbs this video up, subscribe to TJ3 Entertainment, and don't forget to share. J3 out.